you all get a good microphone because I was just not being heard. Okay, Grand Rising. Grand Rising for everyone. I want to make sure that we get a chance to hear this, so everyone gets a chance to hear this. And let me just set up the sound. Guys, thank you so much for being with me on Clapper. This information is for everyone. This is a community of information for us to come in, have a good discussion, and then take it forward in the world so that we can use it. How many of you guys have been having meaningful conversations in your life? And I mean real meaningful ones that matter to you, things that you can use. Well, today, that is what you will have with Breakfast with the Thomases. If I can ever get Mr. Thomas in this room, it would be wonderful, darling. Wonderful. All right. So I'm setting everything up now, and we have a video by Denzel that's going to play. Please be patient and just listen in. Got to get it on for everybody. Make sure everyone can hear. Welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases on all platforms. I'm so excited. This is something we have been working on doing, and we're finally getting to that process of achieving it, making it available to all. So if you are in the space, listen and take in whatever it is for yourself. And we ask that if you hang out, we can have a discussion on what's going on. Hello there in Clapper, Grand Rising. We see you, baby. Hi, Gali. I have a Gali, and we have a few people. Got Celestial Goddess on with us on stereo, and we also have Brother Sheev in the house. We have folks out here in YouTube that are doing their thing, and on Facebook. Come in. This is the conversation you've been waiting for. The family is at the table, and we are having the grown man, grown woman conversations that change our lives. So let's get it popping, y'all. I'm gonna start the video. Let me know if y'all can hear the sound.
There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who see barriers and those who see possibilities. The difference between them? It's not just their circumstances, it's their mindset. You see, the rich and the poor may walk the same streets, breathe the same air, and even face the same challenges. But what sets them apart is how they think, how they approach life, and what they believe is possible. The poor mindset says, go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and live within your means. It's a mindset rooted in security, in playing it safe, and in following the rules that were laid out generations ago. But let me tell you something, those rules, they're outdated. The world isn't the same as it was 50, 20, or even 10 years ago. Technology has revolutionized industries. The global economy is more interconnected than ever, and the rules that once guaranteed success are now the very things holding most people back. Yet most people are still clinging to the old playbook, hoping that if they work a little harder, save a little more, and stay the course, they'll find security and success. But the truth is, that playbook is obsolete. The rich mindset doesn't just accept the status quo. But the truth, it questions it. It challenges it. The rich don't see money as something to be saved. They see it as a tool, a resource that can be leveraged, multiplied, and invested. They don't fear debt. They understand it. They don't work for money. They make money work for them. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how you think about money. The poor mindset sees debt as a trap. The rich mindset sees it as a ladder, a way to climb higher, to reach further, to achieve more. They know that the key to wealth isn't just working hard, it's working smart. When you have a poor mindset, you let fear dictate your choices. You fear losing your job, so you cling to it. You fear taking risks, so you stay in your comfort zone. You fear debt, so you avoid it like the plague. You fear taking risks, but the rich mindset, it's all about courage. It's about taking calculated risks, stepping out of that comfort zone, and using debt as a tool to build wealth. Now, I want you to really think about this. Why would you save money when they're printing trillions of dollars? The value of money is decreasing, And yet most people are still holding on to the idea that saving is the way to secure their future. But saving isn't security. It's stagnation. In a world where inflation is eroding the value of your savings, the only way to get ahead is to invest, to put your money into assets that grow, into opportunities that multiply. Let's talk about the mindset that fuels these decisions. It's easy to say that the rich think differently, but what does that really mean? It means they see the world through a different lens. Where others see scarcity, they see abundance. Where others see risk, they see opportunity. Where others see obstacles, they see challenges that can be overcome. The rich mindset isn't just about money, it's about control. Control over your life, your decisions, and your future. It's about understanding that you're not a victim of circumstances. You're the author of your story. You have the power to write your own script, to create your own destiny. Too many people are stuck in the mindset of dependency. They depend on their job for security, on their paycheck for stability, on the government for support. But the rich mindset is one of independence. It's about breaking free from those dependencies and taking control of your financial future. It's about building something that can't be taken away, something that isn't subject to the whims of the economy or the decisions of others. And let's talk about fear. Fear is the single greatest obstacle to success. It's what keeps people stuck in jobs they hate, in situations that don't serve them, in lives that don't fulfill them. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of losing what little they have. It's all rooted in a poor mindset. But the rich mindset embraces fear. It understands that fear is a natural part of growth, that it's a sign you're pushing beyond your comfort zone, that you're reaching for something greater. The rich mindset says, feel the fear and do it anyway. It understands that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become stronger. The rich don't fear failure. They embrace it. They learn from it. They use it as fuel to keep moving forward. And this isn't just about money. The rich mindset applies to every area of life. It's about being proactive, about taking responsibility for your own happiness, your own health, your own relationships. It's about not settling for less than you deserve, about striving for excellence in everything you do. The world is changing faster than ever before. Technology is advancing, industries are evolving, and the old ways of doing things are becoming obsolete. If you're still clinging to the idea that a steady job and a savings account will secure your future, you're setting yourself up for failure. The future belongs to those who adapt, to those who innovate, and to those who aren't afraid to take the road less traveled. You have to break free from the mindset that holds you back, the mindset that tells you to play it safe, to avoid risks, to settle for what you have. Because playing it safe won't get you anywhere. Playing it safe won't create wealth. Playing it safe won't change your life. So I ask you, are you living with a rich mindset or a poor mindset? Are you playing it safe or are you playing to win? The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is how you think, how you act, and how you believe in yourself. Don't just settle for the life you've been given. Create the life you deserve. Challenge the old ways of thinking. Embrace the mindset of the rich. And remember, it's not just about having money. It's about having the courage, the discipline, and the vision to live life on your terms. Let's get real about something. If you want to achieve wealth, success, and fulfillment, you have to change the way you think about money and opportunity. The difference between someone who is rich and someone who is struggling financially isn't just luck, education, or even hard work. It's the way they view the world, the way they see opportunities where others see obstacles. The rich don't see limitations. They don't see barriers. They see potential. They see growth. They see opportunities that others miss. And why? Because they're not just looking at the present. They're envisioning the future. It's easy to get caught up in the mindset of scarcity, where you're constantly worried about not having enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough resources. But that mindset is what keeps you stuck. It keeps you playing small, thinking small, and living small. The rich mindset is one of abundance. It's about believing that there is more than enough for everyone, that opportunities are limitless, and that success isn't a zero-sum game. When you start thinking in terms of abundance, your entire perspective shifts. You start seeing possibilities where you once saw problems. You start taking risks where you once played it safe. You start creating opportunities instead of waiting for them to come to you. And here's the thing. Having a rich mindset isn't just about making more money. It's about making better decisions with the money you have. It's about thinking strategically, thinking long-term, and thinking like an investor. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone win the lottery or come into a large sum of money only to lose it all within a few years? Why does that happen? It's because they never learned to think like the rich. They didn't understand how to manage their wealth, how to invest it, how to make it grow. They were still stuck in a poor mindset, and that mindset ultimately led to their downfall. The rich know that it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep and how you make that money work for you. They invest in assets that generate passive income, real estate, stocks, businesses, so that even when they're not working, their money is still making money. They understand the power of leverage, using other people's money, other people's time, and other people's resources to achieve their goals. They know that you don't have to do everything yourself, that you can build a team, outsource tasks, and focus on what you do best. And they don't just think about the next paycheck, they think about the next decade. They're not just planning for today or tomorrow, they're planning for the future, for their legacy, for the impact they want to make on the world. But here's the secret. You don't have to be rich to start thinking like the rich. You don't need a trust fund or a fancy degree. All you need is the willingness to learn, to grow, and to challenge the way you've been thinking. Start by educating yourself. Read books on finance, watch videos on investing, listen to podcasts that challenge your current beliefs. Surround yourself with people who have the mindset you want to adopt. Seek out mentors who can guide you, who have been where you are and have achieved the success you aspire to. And most importantly, take action. Don't just consume information, apply it. Start small, but start. Invest in yourself, invest in your education, invest in your future. Take calculated risks, step out of your comfort zone, and don't be afraid to fail. Because every failure is a step closer to success. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. You have the power to change your life, to rewrite your story, to create the future you've always dreamed of. But it starts with your mindset. It starts with believing that you deserve more, that you're capable of more, and that you're willing to do whatever it takes to achieve it. So, I'll ask you again, are you living with a rich mindset or a poor mindset? Are you playing to win, or are you just playing not to lose? The choice is yours, and the future belongs to those who are willing to take control of their mindset and their destiny. If this message has resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and join our community of visionaries, of risk takers, of those who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Let's build something extraordinary together. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep moving forward. Keep believing in yourself, and keep striving for greatness. If you
All right.
All right. At least you guys didn't hear the terrible sound. Grand Rising and welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. We are the Thomases. I am El Ruby Thomas. Excuse me, I didn't realize this thing was so uneven. I'm El Ruby Thomas, and for those who are on Clapper and can't see us, I'm about to put us over so you guys can be, we can be in your space. There we go. Hi, everybody. Grand Rising and welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. We hope that you all got to enjoy that that video. Oh my gosh. Wow. So we're gonna have a conversation today. We're gonna have a little talky talk today. All right, Mr. Thomas, I'm gonna have to put you on my Bluetooth for now. Y'all see me putting him on the Bluetooth, right? Because we gotta get him, we gotta be able to hear him. So let's do that. And when you're ready to speak on stereo, you can go ahead and do your thing.
Well,
go ahead. I'm gonna mute.
Being on the little talk, I gotta do both.
Mr. Thomas.
Being on, I am so glad to have this talk. And this is funny. We were supposed to have this video the other day, but I think it's perfect in today's slot because this is what it's all about. You work all week long and you get into this mindset of TGIF, thank God it's Friday. You've given all week to whoever you work for or whatever you do. But you want more than what you have. You see there's something else out there. You see people living differently who do the same things you do. What are they doing different? What are they thinking about? What are they getting into their system? And this is what it is, plain and simple. The mindset. The mindset on the whole thing is disappearing the fear. And even if you have it, go with it anyway. One of our good friends, Cornell Green, shout out to the brother. He has a book, and this is in his second edition, called The Failure Guide, How to Do Business Better. And let me tell you, guys, if you have ever seen that book on Amazon, that is the ultimate book to get your hands on. It's a how-to, step-by-step, how to move, and just how to move in business and how to actually take advantage of certain key aspects. He has a lot of key acronyms in there that I'm not going to share with you right now because you need to get a hold of this book and you need to just be in that conversation. I'm going to start rereading the book once more. And I really just can't wait to get into this conversation with Miss Ruby. And Miss Shelby will be back. So I'm going to mute right now, and babe, the floor is yours.
So we're getting much better at this so that you guys don't get this horrible reverb. All right. So with that, Mr. Thomas, talking about the failure guide, people being afraid to fail. Denzel talked about fear. And most of us don't even recognize it because we are too busy moving through. We're like, oh, no, this is not my fear. I'm trying to tell you that this is how I do it. This is my process. This is my thing. I have to explain. I also have to deal with my fear and still expand my mindset. My biggest fear was, and this is just to share with you all, my biggest fear was ending up broke the rest of my life, having everything taken away. I live in Harlem, and I've lived in Harlem, well, off and on, I'm not going to lie, because I did move out at some point. But I lived in Harlem since the 70s. I've seen Harlem the way you all saw it on the movies, in those blaxploitation movies. I saw that Harlem. Now, I didn't live that Harlem because a lot of times they really over-exaggerate. I was a kid, but I was around the time that I'm watching people become again. Folks having no hope, wondering where their food next meal is going to come from for their kids, if they're going to be able to stay indoors, or how they're going to stay, how they're going to stay fed, y'all. This is happening now. Oh, junkies picking up again. I never actually saw this until this last 10 years. Crazy. And it exploded in 2020. The time when we were all inside, junkies exploded onto the streets of Harlem. People have more dependency today than ever. And a lot of people are disillusioned about their current situation. Those who are working, you are in the worst position than everyone. You are going to pay for this shift with your blood, sweat, and tears, because you will not understand that the part that, even if it's not wealth, you need the wealth mentality to keep you alive today. You have to leave that mentality. Like Denzel said, the old thinking is what's going, that old thinking that used to make you, that did create lifestyle, go to school, get a good job, retirement, the whole thing, work for a company for a long time. All of that stuff, save your money. It don't work no more. Those old ways and paradigms do not work anymore. The world has shifted, and we must shift with it. Our mindsets, our trainings, our skill sets all have to shift. Because what you think was what we all know was the old teaching. Y'all know that. They taught us to save our money, right? You got to save money. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay your bills. Don't go in debt. No. We got trained out of the economy to become consumers, lifetime consumers, until you die or it kills you. And it will kill you. The fear you have mostly is unfounded. It's very real. I'm not going to lie. Your fear is extremely real. Your fear that you will lack for long periods of time, that your children won't have, that they'll get older, they'll never be able to move away from home, or they'll have to move in and become dependent on someone else. They'll never be able to stand up on their own 2 feet. It's almost like it's not expected of these young people to be able to be independent, because we understand it's really expensive out there. No, it's a necessity. But you have to break that mentality together as a family. You can't expect the next gen. It's so funny because the next generation was expected to do better than the first. And unfortunately, that is not how the world has consistently changed. It has actually done the opposite. Each generation moving forward has done worse than the next, because of the plan that is set up by those who are haves, by the wealthy. And this isn't a wealthy poor. This is a change your mindset. You are choosing poverty through your mind, through a lack of wanting or seeking new information, new skills, and new people, new communities. We ask y'all to join our community. P2G, honestly speaking, I will never take away from another person's platform. So the platform that we got that from, can you please check on that album? Because I will be posting that community as well. That video came from somewhere. We didn't make that video. I tell y'all right now, I give all credit to that platform, and I'll make sure that we post the platform so y'all can find it. Because if you can find a community of forward thinkers that can help you think your way out of your situation for the next 7 generations, get to it. I want to see you do it. I want to put you to it. I want to connect you to it. I'm connecting to it. Best believe P2G gonna be connected to it, because we are building, and have been for the last 7 years, building a community of collective enlightenment, collective in action enlightenment. We ain't out here playing. We told y'all years ago that crypto, gold, all of that. I tell everybody, y'all take a look at this YouTube you standing on, or go to my YouTube, P2G Networks TV, and see how long we've been telling y'all about this. And we don't care about the I told you so. We want you to understand, verify us, and then let's go. That's all that's about. Verify me and let's get to work. Because a sister ain't dependent on nobody. You see that man right there? That's the love of my life. We get funny sometimes, attitude, the whole 9. I ain't kidding. He get in his little mood and want to be how he is. But you know what? I ain't dependent, sisters. I don't need that man to make life happen. I figured it out, and I've been sharing it. We take you step by step. That's what P2G is about. The pennies to gold method is the only way you're going to get somewhere, because we understand something. People need support. They need to be their hand needs to be held. They need people to explain this. in a voice, in a voice they can hear, in a tone they can understand, in a way and a method that they understand, and be patient with them at the same time. Because we all going through it, y'all. We all going through it. But we ain't all in the same place. And some of us have moved beyond. Some of us have a mindset that is very different. Some of us have strategy. Y'all heard Denzel say that. This is not just the wealthy say. If they're going to tell you the playbook, use it. Because when I got all this from Robert Kiyosaki back in the day, Tony Robbins back in the day. My thing was I had to learn to stop just listening and start trying a little bit at a time. Just try a little bit, put a little into action, see for myself, get some more training, find out, my mindset was that I couldn't afford to go to those events. Well, you can afford to go to events. You just, like he said, your mindset. I have these people who absolutely love Tony Robbins in the UPW program. He is, oh my God, amazing. I haven't been to one yet, and I'm looking forward to my break time so I can go. But you know what? I see the light. I see the light coming back from that event. I know that when we interact with my community, I have a community called the Podcast Babes. They are so on top of it. I get the blessing, and I continue to get my growth with Tony Robbins because of my community. Because of my community. I don't surround myself with poor people complaining about poor things and ask myself, why am I poor? Why am I broke? Well, you're hanging out with broke people talking broke words. You don't got no new wealthy information. You don't have a wealth conversation. You don't have a strategy. What we going to do next? It just tells me that you're around the wrong people for way longer than you should be. And ain't nothing wrong with that, y'all. You just got to wake up sometime and seek out new folks. And we invite you guys to come to the platform. It starts here. Breakfast with the Thomases. This is the first conversation. Then you go on p2gnetworks.com, and guess what? You go sign up for something. Come to the free Wednesday. Wednesdays are free. That's where our conversation is more personal. We're in a Zoom. What is it about? What is it all about? What you talking about? What you doing? That's where we get that. You have got, it's called Motive Minds on YouTube. I'll make sure I put that in. I'm going to put that right up. Because, baby, let me tell y'all something. You don't get to shine by taking someone else's shine. That's not how that works. You don't dim somebody else's shine and think that you shine brighter. The community of everyone is truly about everyone. It's not you except those. P2G has always been inclusive for those who would want to be there. We don't chase people. I'm not here to save nobody. You see this? That's P2G on my chest, not an S. I ain't Superwoman. And I don't want you going around trying to save nobody either. It's an opportunity to save yourself. This is the economy you live in. We're not telling you it's coming. We're telling you it has hit. What are you doing about it? That's all I want to know. The economy we talked about has hit. When are you going to get started? When are you going to learn that the only way to get to change how you do what you have happening to you is to not deal with money? Anybody? Not deal with money. How about it? Learn how to turn money into something of value before it has zero value, because that's where the wealthy are driving it. They collect gold and silver and cryptocurrency. And also, they're not playing around in paper promises on the markets. That's for you. That's what they put your 401ks in. That's what they put your retirements in. Reduce the dollar, keep you in paper promises worth the dollar, and then keep it moving. Make it look good. Oh, don't worry. It's safe. That's right. It's okay. Talk to me, Mr. Thomas. You know about them paper promises. You go ahead. Grand Rising. How y'all doing?
Grand Rising. Yes, indeed. It is. They're playing the world of paper promises. It's the okie doke, the hide and seek game, whatever you want to call it. One of the things we really got to take a look at is the fact that if they are giving you that much, they're telling you everything on Front Street. There's a reason why they're telling you. Because the dice has been rolled. We know where they land. And the only person getting snake eyes is the consumer. And I don't mean to put it that way in a term that doesn't sound that great, but that's what it is. Snake eyes are real. If you want to get this, first of all, Goobaloo, Brother Jock, thank you for being in the space. Everyone on Clapper and all the YouTube and all the multiple streamers that we're on today, thank you for being with us. You know, we got a shout out to Brother Cornell Green today, and then we got Motive Mind, which is on YouTube, which we got our video from. Very, very great thing. Check in with them. What I want you guys to really get a hold of the fact is, you know, we can say all we want about what they're doing. The only thing that matters is what you're doing. That is the only thing that really matters, what you're doing with what you have. What you're doing with what you have is what matters to you. And if you're not doing anything with them, great. That's what they want you to do. Because they want you really to put your head in the sand and leave your tail out there for them to knock off, because they're going to do what they're going to do. But, and I'm saying this because at P2G, you have an opportunity to take an educational side and see what the masses are not seeing. You get to see, we're talking about what the 1% do on a regular basis in a classroom that shares with you how you can impact your own finances and well-being a penny at a time. You know, my wife has this saying that, are you not worth 10 cents? And I think that's probably the most phenomenal thing, because I think every now and then we forget. We value everyone else. We want to value everybody else. You know, we got to make sure that they're good and we look good. And when we're not good, we still want to look good. The priority is not looking good. The priority is being good, because if you are, you know what, the reality of it is you can't save anybody if you ain't good. And no one's coming to you if you ain't good. So you got to get good before you can get great. And you can't be great until you get past the good portion of it. And don't save nobody. Save yourself first. Put into play what you need to put in play for you, your family, or whatever your plan is. Put that in play. You know, it's taken me a while to figure out what the plan is and what the play is, because I was in that mindset of, I done did 25 bones. I got time under my belt. I'm expecting A, B, C, and D. And, you know, even when you know something, you think you know something more. But if you know something is coming, you can't close your eyes to it. You see what's going on. We've watched this. We've watched a shut-in in 2020. We watched a crash in 2008. We watched the Y2K credit crisis in 2000, which didn't happen until 6 months later. June 2K, which it should have been called June 2K, where everything shut down. You know, if you're in the city and you're familiar with things, the Heights shut down completely. The whole power grid went kaput, and they shut a whole neighborhood down for 7 days. Stores couldn't be open. Value was lost. Businesses were shut down. Consumers suffered for 7 days. There's a systematic plan in place, and they do test runs. And this is not conspiracy. This is, you can actually go look at these things and how they occurred. You can look them up literally. And now we're looking at, the ISO 2020 and the ISO 2022 and the 2025 plan that's been across the table. You guys, if you don't know, look up those plans. They're available on YouTube. They talk about the 2025 plan. October is one of the funny months that they've been doing a lot of stuff in. You've watched the marketplace roll, highs, lows, flips, whatever is going on. But I'm gonna pull back because I'm going down the rabbit hole. I want you guys to really get something. Your home income is what you have to work with now. And 10 cents of every dollar should go to you preparing for the wealth that you want to create. And it comes with a plan, that comes with training, and wealth doesn't come by money. You heard Denzel Washington says the people who had won big lotto winnings were broke in a few years, not because of the money. They were broke because they didn't know what to do with the money. A lot of us we all know how to make money. We go to work, hard. Some people work smart, some people work hard. And you grind for 5 days. Then you get the 2 days off. And in the 2 days, you take time to rest and then catch it with everything you missed on the other 6 days. Because that rest day, you're not catching up on anything, you're resting. So you got 1 day to catch up on everything that you need to catch up on, build a relationship, build a life, catch it with kids that you may not have seen or have seen in passing, and then realize that half of that day that you spent catching up, the other half is getting ready to go back and do it again that Monday morning. So all I'm saying to you is there's certain things afoot that you must take a look at, and you have to come out from behind what you think the paper promises will provide, and look at what a true asset really is, because that's what we talk about on P2G. True assets, creating your wealth plan. And I'm clear.
I gotta get.
So we're making sure that you all get the best sound quality. Look, Mr. Thomas, you hit it right on the nose. I just want to be real with y'all. This is 30 years of marriage y'all looking at here. Ups and downs, ins and outs, the whole nine. We done been through it and then some. And we've come out on this side to say, we ain't finished. This ain't the end. This ain't it. We ain't made it to the mountaintop or whatever y'all think it is available. Life for you is you. It doesn't, he's him, I'm me. When it's over for each of us, either one of us has to still go on and life will still continue or not. But while we're here, we have to do our best to make the most of it. And that is the mindset of the individual, y'all. That's what we're trying to help you guys through. Today is Pay It Forward Friday. So I want you to sit down and get well paid. The value of what we give will be up to you. You got the world of the wealthy mindset, the difference between wealth and poverty. Poor is impoverished, but it's a mindset that can be shifted. It can be changed, but you got to want to. You've got to be able to say, look, first of all, you got to own up that you're poor. You know what? My kids had to ask me, and I remember asking my parents as well. That's so crazy. I remember the day my daughter asked me, Mommy, are we poor? And it was so funny because I didn't know how to answer. When I'd asked my parents the same thing when I think it must have been about 9. Because I kept hearing about it, I told you I was born in 70. Okay? Born in 70. So I was like, Mommy, are we poor? And my mom said, no, fool, we ain't poor. We live indoors. we're so the level of poor gets defined because we lived in public housing. And we didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. I did with my other relatives. Everyone where they're at will define their life. They will never say that they're poor because unless you truly have accepted and understand that I'm not poor. I have money. I have a job. I have this. I'm secure. It's all about your mindset, baby. What do you want? You want more. Can more happen like that? Is more not in the plan, but it is more in the budget. Already been planned. Wealth is planned in advance. The they that I'm speaking of is not a specific, and I need y'all to get this real clear. We are not talking black and white. You need to get that little game out your head. We ain't talking about the them and the us, black and white, because that's a game. And if you participate in that game, you will lose every time. It is a losing pace to separate by race. I should say by color. Because believe it or not, a lot of those race lines are intermingled. Most y'all don't know who you are, let alone whose you are. And I want you to understand on this platform, the people that come into P2G get to know all of it. You get to know who you are, what you're capable of, what's available in the world. Then you get to be taught how to use it, how to think for yourself, how to make choices from the options that you just got put in front of you. We don't throw a bunch of stuff at you. We take it week by week, break it down, get to work, hands on. We got new programs coming that I'm really excited because now we got results, but we got results focused programs where now you're going to be getting your hands dirty every class, baby. Because that's where life begins. If you never know how something feels, how can you describe it? How can you feel it inside? How can you know what it's like? Well, we're going to give you what it's like to change the mindset, create actions, and see results so you can put them and you can remove fear and doubt. Because that in this community is what we need. We're removing fear and doubt. P2G is teaching you all how to take mindset for yourself. Take it on for yourself and own it. Own the mindset you have now and shift to what you want. This is availability. Go to the website. Make sure you connect in. If you want, drop me a message. I love it because if you interact with my AI, it sends me a message. So if you got we got our little bot on the site, it's going to send me a message to my phone and we're going to talk. Because right now, you need to know what's happening in the markets. That's affecting you. You need to know what's happening in the crypto market, in the stock market, in the money markets, in cash. But Miss Ruby, I don't have any of that. I know. That's why you need to know. Denzel said specifically, listen to to stations that talk about money, that talk about finance. Listen to podcasts that have that kind of information. What do you think I do every day? We introduce you every time to a new podcast. When you're on here, you either get a motivational focus or you're getting a podcast wrapped around financial literacy about what's happening. So it's usually getting you guys to understand, get that gold and silver in your pocket. Gold, silver, crypto. Crypto helps you afford the gold and silver. And yes, you can. And for those who are under the impression you cannot purchase gold and silver with crypto, I will show you personally 5 sites that you can. And these guys are all reputable and they've been in the business for years. They now accept crypto. So when the folks that manage money, financial instruments like gold, this is outside the system, except crypto, I think you need to listen. That's a sign. When your banks are talking about putting it on their books, that's value. Everybody goes, well, we don't know. Come to class.
That's the E.F. Hutton play. I got old enough to remember. That's the E.F. Hutton play. Guys, hear what she's saying to you and understand clearly what's being said to you right now. You have options. You know, listening to broadcasts, podcasts, and news outlets, understand that when they're telling you the news, these are things that already happened. These are things that already happened, that are in the mainstream already. So all you have to do is get on board. And I don't want you. My biggest. I don't want to say wish because it's not a wish. My biggest piece of advice to you, if anything, and I'm not a financial advisor, it's better to have a plate on the table than standing in line waiting to get in for a plate. If I can put it that way. It's better to be at the table with the plate than waiting in line to sit down at the table without a plate in hand. You know? And if you don't like the game that's being played, create your own plate and create your own table. I'm just like, that's what it is. And I'm like, because I know I'm a trader. I like to trade. There's certain things I prefer to trade. But I also realize that not everyone can play in that game. There are other ways. One of the things you got to realize, whoever you are, you have to know who you are. However you choose to make your money, you have to make sure that money that you make has to be made while you're sleeping if you don't want to work till you die. You know. I know a lot of you guys heard about the gentleman who went to jail, Bernie Madoff, and how he went to jail because he stole all this money. And they said they were going to make his family pay it back. Understand me. What they caught him for is not what he took. Okay? Hear me clearly when I say that. What they got him for is not for what he took. It's who he took it from. It's who he took it from. Now, mining, they'll never get the money back because Bernie Madoff is one of the smartest guys that in the market when it came to moving assets around. He got caught, but they didn't catch him until he was down there 80-something years old and dying of cancer. So he already knew when it was time for them to come get him. He put all the balls in his court, so the only person they could look at was him. I don't know what his plan was. I can't speculate that. But I can tell you this. The legacy plan that he put together, you all have that same option to create that legacy plan. We all have an option to create a legacy plan. There's a way to do it. It comes with education. It comes with action. It comes with asking some hard questions to who you are and what you want to have. And sometimes you're not going to like the answers because it's going to make you flip on your end because you're going to have to change the way you think about things and the people who you associate with. And Rue, you said it best when you said it earlier. It has nothing to do with the color of Crayola. Crayola comes in boxes of 64 with a sharpener. Those aren't the ones you're playing with. Those aren't what you're playing with. Those are not the colors in the market. There's two colors in the market. Actually, there's about three. Green, gold, silver, and anything that's a hard asset like a gem. Those are the colors you want to play with. And put them to work for you. You know, like I said, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm a man from the 25 and out club. Not anymore. Not anymore. Because I realized that, not that I realized, I knew it, but I was so hard-headed to think that I knew something more than what was going on. I got to be slow at the table. Not slow anymore. You as an individual have the same ability to be that 1% from where you are. You know, there was a book that I read years ago, and wealthy means, it says in the book literally, wealth is different for different people. Because you may see a guy who's making $1 million+ a year and call him wealthy. That same guy that's making $1 million+ a year, he might say he's only rich because there's a person he's aspiring to be is a billionaire. And they're making $1 billion+ a year. That's where he's going. But I want to put that in simple terms so it makes sense to most people. Do you know there are people who live on $55,000 a year, do everything that they want to do, and they consider themselves wealthy because everything else is taken care of? Understand me? Wealth is the educational knowledge of having everything that you need to have taken care of in a space where you are considered whole and complete. and not having to worry about anything because you know how to do it. And if anything happens, you could recreate it because you have the knowledge to do so. If that makes sense to you guys. And yeah, I've been in the books late at night, so I've been in the books late at night. So I want you guys to really get something. If I say the last thing I'm gonna say to you that lands with you is, whatever you consider wealth to be, work on that. Learn the ins and outs of what you consider to be wealthy, and then go one step higher. And then go one step higher, because there's someone who knows something more than you. Ask them the question and achieve to that knowledge point, so that way you think you're comfortable at wealthy, it'll open you up to seeing what wealth, some more wealth looks like, or where you could be in the wealth process. Because there's not more. There's no such thing as more. There's just what it is, where you are. And you have to be whole and complete with that, and I'm clear.
We know when we're clear.
To make sure I get some sound. So guys, we're coming to the top of the hour. I'm really, really excited about this conversation. I want to make sure I give everyone updates as to what's going on. As you know, we do Breakfast with the Thomases Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays at 8 o'clock. You guys are welcome to join us. If this is not a good, clear visual for you, jump in on our YouTube, P2G Networks YouTube. Okay, it is the P2G Networks TV. If you type that in, you'll get that. You'll get that on YouTube and be able to join us. Like, you want to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, which gives you an update as to notification when we're going to be on here, so you guys can get interactive. I want you all in the space. We want to hear what's going on. We're building the network of networks. So we need folks everywhere on this planet to start coming together. We are not limited anymore. That is something that I learned as soon as I began to really get into crypto, that we're not just people. We're not just local. We're everywhere. Crypto made this whole planet accessible to each of us. Financially, it created amazing changes. But you got to get the hang of it. So come to our class and onboard. Learn step by step how to get a wallet, how to fund a wallet, how to use it to make you money, how to actually build up your pennies so that you can then get physical gold and grow even more and get passive income. Like Denzel said, with the money that you're making now, you can do it. And people say to me all the time in the very beginning of my class, first class never fails. November 6th, please post that up, Mr. Thomas. November 6th is our next session. Next session begins on November 6th. You can sign up for it now on the P2G Networks. We do membership. It's a month, so don't have to keep signing up every day. All you got to do is go to November 6th, and every day after that, you can sign up too. We want you guys to realize that class will change your life forever. It will change the information you have. You will not be with us we won't be holding your hand. You will not have to keep coming back to us, because once you do it, it's time to move forward. You find new moves to make on your own. You will see that your mentality and ability for you to strategize will change, because you're now in a community of conversation you've never been in, with opportunities that are just affordable for you. If a child can afford this as an opportunity, if a 10-year-old can earn $5, and this is what she did. She's 11, so you know right now. An 11-year-old worked for us this weekend. This last couple of weekends, we did our outdoor event. She was given an option to take up her $25 service cost, her little fee that she got for helping us with our event. She made the decision to take $5 and put it in Bitcoin. Yes. An 11-year-old doesn't have a wallet, but she has Bitcoin. She started with $5 and it's now about $6. Why is that important? Because it's not their generation. It's yours. You are alive now. Stop putting it off for the next, because ain't nobody coming to save you, and they will not be, what you do not give them, they will not have for you. We learned that the hard way, and my parents learned that the hard way. They thought it was the Bill Cosby lifestyle. Your kids grow up, they take care of you, but if you don't give them a foundation of having, what will they have? Each generation did worse than the last. We haven't improved on our parents. Most of us have more education and less skills in life. We're doing worse, guys. So it's time to shift. There is a quiet shift going on, taking and stealing generations of finances from you, those who are working to keep this place going. My question is, what are you doing? What are you doing to get it back? To shift back into the direction of you not just getting, but having that security, knowing that you set up accounts that don't stop going when you go to sleep. Because everything you do is like pedaling a bike. The bike don't move till you move it. We want you to be in a car, turn the freaking key and roll. Let's go. Let's go. The answer is come to class. Go to P2G Networks. Take a look and see. Go to class schedules. That site, by the way, is being rebuilt right now. We're creating another platform for you. So when you get on that site, it just helps you to get signed up. When you get signed up, you get your orientation package. Tells you where we have class, to get on, puts you on a calendar, and where to meet us for support. Everything comes. All the bubbles and pops, the little, what do they call that? The bells and whistles ain't worth nothing. Got a couple of really amazing AI sites out there. There's no people behind it. There's no one. You could read all day long and still not have anyone explain why this works. That's what we do. That's how we work. And we thank you all for being with us. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're on multiple platforms. We're here for you. If you have any questions, you are welcome to come in any platform and ask that question, because this is where it takes place. It's breakfast with the Thomases. And when you're here as one of the Thomases. Let's do it. Let's get back to real family. We'll be your wealthy family if you don't have one, because you are on a path with wealth and security. And this is where it can begin. We'll see you soon. P2GNetworks.com is up and running. Guys, come to P2G Networks TV. If you want to see a nice, clean version of all of this, go on out to P2G Networks TV on YouTube. We have the reruns of the other shows. Check us out. I want you to do your homework on us. Don't sit around. I let you know we're not total strangers. We've been out here. These faces have been around YouTube a long time. We've never given up on you. As long as you don't give up on you, there's a place to come. You got that? We can't make you do it. We can't save your life, but we can help you save you and your family. We'll see you soon. Peace and love. We got some amazing stuff coming up. Heck, we even got a book. There's a book coming out. There's an actual book coming out that I'm a part of, and I talk about this process. And there's other ladies that have helped pull this together and make it happen. Y'all get that book. We have a book launch on the 18th. You can get it. You'll get the book for 99 cents. That book goes up to about $30 afterwards. But you want to get the juice? Get where I'm coming from? You got to come here, and I'll send it to you. Mr. Thomas, put that in. Let's go. All right. And with that, my love, thank you so much for being on with me. We miss Miss Shelby. We got to get Miss Shelby in to the live platform. I'll see if she wants to come onto the live platform. And that way you guys can see all of us. We miss you. We love you. And we believe in our community. Go ahead, Mr. T.
Brother D. Carmo, thank you for jumping in there. I see you in the space. Brother Goobaloop, I know you got something to say, but we're going to catch it on the next go-round. And Brother Black Casper in the building. Grand rising to you guys. Appreciate you guys all. Miss Shelby, yes, we'll see you next week. And we'll be back here on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with more commentary. And as you said, we can be the wealthy family, but you can be that wealthy person. If it's your family and no one else is doing it, guess what? It's you. Get in there. And we're out of here. Peace. See y'all guys next week.